Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. How's everybody doing? Tonight I have a camera set up over the sluice. I think we're gonna run some cons from Nugget Lake. I got about a half bucket to go through yet, and I have to pan everything out. But as I've been running some of the dirt, I've been finding some really nice chunky pieces in there, so it's been pretty awesome so far.
Now
What
that
do you got?
everybody is hypnotized from that intro,
Right? Dazed and confused.
yeah, as usual. Hello, everybody in chat.
See Adventures with Goat in here, 406 Miner.
Hey.
We got Gold Pen with Dutchy, Jocko. What's up?
DC.
Prospecting. Milwaukee, Matt. Reg, of course, you're up on panel joining us tonight, so you're in there though.
Hey,
David
Matt.
Vila.
Joey Brown in the house.
Yeah, Joey Brown. How you doing? How you doing? We got 14 awesome people in here already.
And you were worried 5 minutes ago that there was nobody in the chat room right yet. They were all rushing home to get in here.
Right. But then again, it is that time of the year where like a lot of people aren't gonna be home anymore because the weather's nice. Everybody's getting out. Everybody's having a good time, barbecuing, all sorts of other things.
Debo's in the house.
Mountaineer Michael.
Mountaineer Michael. How you doing, man?
Lots of great people tonight.
Grilling and chilling with Dan B. Haven't seen you in a while. Dan, how you been, man?
I gotta jump over here quick and really check the YouTube chat, make sure that there's no new names in here I haven't modded up yet.
We'll keep you entertained on the side.
Mountaineer Michael could use a wrench.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there right now. My computer's kind of going slow.
Hey, Charles, no?
I'm outside right now enjoying this beautiful weather we're having up here in the Northeast. It's going to get dark soon, so I'm going to have to take the operation back inside. But for the time being, we're going to be out here. Not the greatest. I hope all is doing good there, Dan, man. Take care. Be easy, man. Take it easy on yourself.
Yeah, I see Charles No in there. That's not blue.
Scott Sharp. What's happening, my man? David Villa. All right.
Quick safety meeting. I'll be right back.
Alrighty then.
SAE or metric, huh? You got to go with a combination of both because you never know what's going to turn up. Hashtag Treasure Fam Safety Meeting. That's the way to go. That's a lovely organic potato salad. I love potato salad. I like that German potato salad where they use the vinegar in there. I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about vinegar. I like vinegar.
Don't they call that sauerkraut?
No. That's with cabbage or something like that. No, 406. I was extremely busy today doing all kinds of stuff, so I didn't get a chance to play with it, but we'll have plenty of time to play with it. We'll get it dialed in real nice. A lot of vinegar. Vinegar is good. I like vinegar. I make a nice cucumber salad with cucumbers and onions and a couple of herbs and stuff, some apple cider vinegar, salt, sugar, water. Comes out pretty good. I amaze myself because I'm not a cook. I should get Goat's recipe for that, man.
Yeah, right now trying to keep this other camera up that you guys will be able to see here. One sec. As you can see there. In order to keep that up and try and create another tab and try and make mods, it's just slowing everything down. So I'm just going to have to do it after the stream is done. Which I can always go back and do that.
You ain't got nobody.
There's Joseph Henson. He's one of the guys that we went out with like 3 weekends ago.
Oh, that's cool.
Prospecting with Matt.
Nice.
And then I think last weekend, DC Prospecting came down and picked up his pay dirt bag from when we were going down to Nugget Lake and we were doing the sales. He came and picked his up, and I showed him a few spots like in between us that we can hit and go check out. And then he's got a few spots close to him that we need to go check out and dig about 3 feet deep and get to some good stuff there.
Good morning there, Brad Welsh.
Hello.
Good day. Good day. Good morning. Well, I think we went through this last week.
Good day.
Good day. I just had a whole big thing of chicken chow mein and I'm bloated. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Oh. With an egg roll on the side.
I had buttermilk chicken and French fries.
Ooh, buttermilk chicken. I never heard of that. That sounds good.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah. What do you do it in like a pancake batter?
No, it's my local grocery store sells these bags. It's $10 and it comes with a whole bunch of it in it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
I remember one time I was a long time ago. I was in Florida and I had blackened chicken. And that stuff was delicious. And I couldn't find it anywhere else until I went back to Florida. And the restaurant we happened to stop in, they had the blackened chicken again, man. I think that's the only place you can get it.
Yeah, some dishes are exclusive.
Maybe in Louisiana or some of them southern states along the Gulf Coast, but blackened chicken, I can't wait to find that on the menu again.
Well, I'm going to get the camera for this moved over there and then get that sluice up and running.
All right.
So let me get switched around here.
What is patchouli incense?
Patchouli incense.
Patchouli. What's a patchouli? Is that a flower or something? DB, explain. Patchouli.
Sounds like the makings of a good night there, DB.
Yeah, that's what I was interested in. Me. Ice in the bong is always good.
I personally use a nectar collector, not a bong.
Yeah, I should say ice in the apparatus instead of using the technical term there. Yeah, you're looking good there, Charlie.
Camera tape.
Old school hippies, I like them. '60s hippie juice. Oh, who got the keys, Charlie?
Treasure Fam does.
Oh, all right. Mountaineer Michael, this is great. Oh yeah, we do it almost every night. After a hard day's work, we come in here and we tell each other how much gold we found.
Get all the bubbles out. A little water in here.
I went and got me some of that. Where is it? 406. I got some of this stuff. I'm gonna stuff in there. It's the stainless steel stuff instead of the copper coated stuff. But I don't think it makes a difference. Salty magnet fish is in the house, I see. All right. Safety meeting. So how much cons you got there, Charlie?
Half a 5-gallon bucket.
And that's all from Nugget Lake.
Yep.
All right. That's producing some good gold for you, huh?
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, after I was out and about doing all my chores today, I picked it up, but I didn't get a chance to come home, and I had to spend a little time with the wife. So I didn't get a chance to play with the sleuth today. I didn't get a chance to put it in there. But we're going to put it in there, and then we're going to dial it in. I used it to take a little of the rust out of my steel pen. That worked pretty good.
You already see a piece down in here.
You got a nug already?
No, it's a smaller flake, but I'm seeing another piece already.
Oh, that's good.
The indicator mat up there usually gets pretty good with some gold on it. So.
Dutchie, what's happening over there in Amsterdam? Anything interesting?
Yeah, if anybody would like, we have 2 more spots available for anybody to come up and join us.
Is there any gold in Amsterdam? Do they do mining in Amsterdam? Or the Netherlands or anywhere up there? I found a feeler. No gold in the Netherlands.
Hey, look, they said there was no gold in Wisconsin, and look what I'm finding.
Yeah, right.
Maybe they just didn't dig in the right place.
I think the tulips eat up all the gold over there. Gas and oil mining. I don't have to mine for gas. I got enough of my own. A high banker, huh? Wow.
Sounds fun of it. Adventures with Goat.
Yeah, if you need a hand, sluicing some of that out, it's you can
That's
send
lovely hope.
a bucket or two this way, you know. I'm getting quite the collection that I'm saving up for this winter. I got a couple of bags behind my canning station there. I got another big bag that I brought up from North Carolina, and I'm in the process of going through that other bag from Lucky Strike that I got. So we're gonna have enough material, I guess, to hold me off for a little bit. Maybe just through the fall. I don't know. Save gas, fart in a bottle. There you go. Oh yeah, it's getting dark around here quick. Damn. I might have to turn on the. Last night I was out here. I had to go get a blanket cover. I had shorts on, and I put a jacket on, and my knees were getting cold. I had to go get a blanket. I looked like an old wheelchair bound gentleman sitting here with the blanket on his legs. Jim Asakura Mining, what's happening there?
What's up, Jim?
Yeah, the sun is always up over there. You guys are so close to the sun up in those mountains, man. It kills me. Five hours till the weekend. Today's only Thursday. Friday starts the weekend? I thought Friday night started the weekend. You want to get technical. Because most of us used to have to work on Friday. You'll never tire. Now, where did that saying come from? Tom Massey say, "A farting mule never tires." I'm gonna have to think about that one.
It's looking pretty good.
Oh, 'tis Friday there. Now I see. Okay, you got it. You got it right.
Yeah, them Aussies are a day ahead of us there, Joe.
Time travel. I'll never understand it. Every day is my Friday. Every day. And I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
If you want to time travel, Joe, just find the divider line where two time zones meet and jump back and forth.
That's all you got to do.
Right?
Instantly a time traveler.
All right. I'll put that on my bucket list. Science. Science destroys a lot of myths.
Brad, they call that Groundhog Day.
They call it retirement. Where I come from.
Or parenting.
Right?
All right, we're gonna have to put a little light on the subject because I'm getting. I can't see what's going on.
Hard to believe there's only a month left of school.
I'm getting too much junk on this table. Now I got peanuts on my mouse pad.
It sounds like a personal problem there, Joe.
Well, they come over here. The birds come over here. They chirp and chirp and chirp. I go in there. I get them some peanuts. They take one peanut and go back to the nest, and I don't see them until I come out here again. But I'll leave all the peanuts, and they'll be gone in the morning before my coffee.
Yeah, that is a VDR goat.
Yeah, it's a VDR cleanup sluice. Same one that Flower Gold Wizard uses.
Hey, Rock Butcher.
What's happening, Rock Butcher? Lithium digs. Lithium digging. Ooh. Lithium.
That'll be a great experience, chilling.
Pocket,
Hey.
what's happening?
Running some Nugget Lake ponds. So what I'll have to do is direct people in the video that would be coming out for this to go back a couple weeks and go watch the live stream to see the cleanup of it. But it'll be a thing.
We talking time traveling again? We got to go back to watch the video.
Yeah, it'll be time travel. Hashtag time travel.
Break out the DeLorean, guys.
Prime that
Go
flux
80
capacitor.
miles an hour.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yep. And remember, the flux capacitor needs to be switched on.
Wow.
I think we got Joe dying over there.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Nice. Is he in Rock Butcher? Is he interested in following in his father's footsteps there, or what? Yeah, I'm gonna there, Goat. I started back up when we went down there to Lucky Strike. I quit smoking after coming back from Montana to see 406. And when I went down there to the Lucky Strike, I started up again.
Charlie was a bad influence, and Joe started smoking again.
Yeah, Charlie's blame that guy.
I agree with your safety meeting, Bacchus.
Noise.
We'll get through it one way or the other. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Do I got anything on
I
here?
only have like that much of this bucket left to go, and when I brought it up here, it was like here.
You know how much you got out of it so far?
Not yet. I haven't panned anything out yet, but I've seen a lot of gold in the indicator, man.
Oh, all right. Oh, you running it through the sluice and collecting the cons, and then you pan it?
Yeah. And I mean, out of almost a full 5-gallon bucket, I maybe have like 2 pans worth of dirt so far. I'm about to do a third cleanup here. Maybe after another couple scoops. Depending on how the cells look, because if this stuff packs those cells up really quick.
Eagle Eye Prospector, how you doing, man? Good
But
to
they
see
look
you.
like they're dancing around pretty good yet, so. I might just keep running.
Yeah, it looks like you got a good flow going.
And that's turned down to about halfway right now.
Do you run that stuff wet or dry?
Wet.
Yeah, I find it a lot easier.
AAP's
And
link
not
is in
only-
chat.
Not only is it wet, but it's also treated with jet dry, the dirt itself.
Oh.
I'll let it sit in there for like 3 to 5 days with jet dry and the water and everything in the dirt, and then I'll run it through with jet dry and everything in the water and the whole recirculating system and everything. It just makes things easier. It comes out way cleaner. It's really nice, actually. And Milwaukee Matt's the one who actually taught me that trade.
Rock Butcher, why you gotta go there? Why you gotta go there?
This isn't on the creek mountain there, Michael. This is at home. Out on the creek, I take a big wash tub with me and just pan everything into that. But typically, I already know I'm on the gold in the location I'm digging in, so we just run and run and run and run. And then, like every third or fourth run that we do, we'll pan one out to see what's in there. If we're seeing that the gold numbers are going down, then we don't dig any deeper and we just stay at that level.
Yee. Squeeze a little harder.
Have a good night, Scott Sharp.
Take care there, Scott. Are you down there in Lucky Strike for the
4th of July dig.
yeah, the gold convention there.
Hey, PA.
What's up, PA?
What's happening, PA? You're putting out some awesome music, man. Where do you get all that from? I watched your video, that one driving down the road with that's an awesome song, man. I like that.
Hey, Moto.
Moto
What's up, Moto
Mining.
Miner? Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, everybody.
Wow, we got a ton of people in the house tonight.
If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. That helps
Hey,
out too.
T-Rep. We got T-Rep in the house.
What's
How
up,
you
T-Rep?
doing there, T-Rep?
Let that run for a little bit. You got a guest backstage.
Hey.
Hey guys,
Hey, Jim.
The
yeah,
Rock
it's been a long
Butcher
day. Hi,
himself.
Reg. Yeah. Hey, Stacy.
So did you get up in time this morning, Rock Butcher? Did you have a nice
Oh
day?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I got up in time. I was feeling it, but I got up in time. Yeah.
Good thing you stayed where you were last night.
Yeah.
No driving.
No. Oh no. 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 It's just one of those, long day out in the sunshine and get a bunch into you real fast, and boy, it just hits you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not allowed to carry it across the border there, Bacchus, or I would. You're gonna have to come up here, or I could come down there and make it for you down there. I suppose that'd be probably cheaper. I don't know. Your meat prices in the States are about the same as they are in Canada. Oh, David Villa. It's not just the mosquitoes; it's the black flies too. It's like one day they weren't there, and the next day there was a billion of them, and they're just everywhere, man. Like, holy smokes! The bugs are brutal.
Where'd you go now? He was backstage.
Yeah, I'm just home for the night, and I gotta head back up tomorrow. I'm gonna bring my son with me, and that's the same project I brought him up on last fall, and he was working with the guys last fall, so I'll get him out there in the bush, not tomorrow, but on Saturday anyway, and then I'll pick him up, and there's a good spot down the way that. It's about a 40-kilometer drive down a bush road, but the local native guy that works with us is saying that the walleye are biting like heck at this one
Ooh.
little junction, and he said just pull off the road and past where the river goes through the culvert, and he says you'll hammer them, and they're all big. He says they're all like 2 pounds plus, you know. So, thing is that I'll take them out there for. It'll probably take us longer to drive out and drive back than it will to limit out. But
Hey, Mono Mining, which one you talking about? This one or that one?
I was just gonna say that. We're invading the interwebs.
yeah. Classic Rock Butcher house tonight. I come home from the bush, and my wife's like, "Well, you're home, so I'm going out with the girls."
Oh,
I've only been gone for a couple of days, but I get it.
yeah.
Her girlfriend's daughter's going to sleep over here tonight,
Uh-oh.
which is probably an indication of what's about to happen. Yeah. I'm going to get a call at 3:00 in the morning. Come pick me up.
There's a party somewhere in Canada tonight.
Yeah. I can't get a taxi.
Charlie, how long is your sluice?
It's like 3 feet long.
All right.
Did it happen to you when you left us here in Colorado? Yeah, yes, it did, Jim. That's right. I got back home and off she went. Yeah. I'm sick of being stuck in the house.
All dressed up and waiting for you to come home. Just
Exactly.
run out.
Exactly. That's
We
all
do
right.
it all the time.
She gets all dressed up and puts her makeup on. It still makes me weak in the knees. So it's that's a good thing.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. This year will be 17 years for us. So
Nice.
yeah. You seeing any gold in your indicator map there, Charlie?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right on.
David keeps asking you to slow the water so he can see the gold there, Charlie.
Slow the water and choke the mat. We'll be on forever.
I can't wait. Should have my sluice up and running by this weekend. Bilge pump coming in tomorrow, hose coming in tomorrow, getting the PVC tomorrow, got the speed controller today.
I'm just looking at what Goat's saying here. Goat, if you want, we got the XRF back in the office now. So if you've got a couple of samples you want to send up, put them in a box and mail them to me. And I can do a couple XRF runs on them.
Oh,
and take a
man, look at that.
There you are. Holy smokes.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice.
And there's plenty more down in these first few ripples right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you got some XRF work you want to do, just let me know. And it doesn't take much time at all. I mean, I could do it in a couple of hours. So, yeah. I think you got my address. If you don't, I'll send you an email. Oh, you know what? Jim's got my address. Asakura Mining's got my address. You can ask him. He'll give it to you. Oh, yeah, you got my address. You sent me your stickers. The one I didn't stick on the back of my truck, and you didn't say anything about it. I felt bad when I got home. I'm like, oh, crap, I forgot to put Goat sticker on the back of the truck. And he looked at, and you looked at it there in the parking lot. Didn't say anything. You're a politically correct individual. Moto Mining, the XRF gear that we have, it belongs to one of our clients that we're working for, but we're logging core for them, and they want us to XRF every once in a while because we're testing. It gets complicated. We're testing titanium levels in the basalt, and you get high titanium or low titanium. That's usually where that contact exists. That's where you're going to find your gold mineralization. So,
What's XRF? Is that X-ray?
XRF? Yeah, it is. It's like a space gun pistol that fires a beam of X-rays into the rock, okay, and it analyzes about the size of a pencil eraser on the end of your yellow pencil, and that's about how, and it doesn't go that deep, but it analyzes what is there, and what it does is it forces, because you're adding energy to the rock, it forces the electrons on the atoms to drop into tighter. Remember, electrons, they orbit in different orbits around the nucleus, and it forces them into tighter orbits because now they have more energy. And the second the machine shuts off, they jump back to their original position. And when they jump back, they emit radiation at a very, very specific frequency depending on the element. And the machine measures that energy that comes back to it, and based on that, it'll tell you, okay, you've got 61% silica, you've got 2% iron, you've got whatever, and it doesn't work for lighter elements. Like, I can't use it for lithium, for example, because lithium, it just simply doesn't have enough electrons to actually do it. And it also doesn't work if you're looking at, like, for exploration work, you got to be talking parts per million or grams per ton already to start detecting things like gold. So it's subjective. It's a tool. Keep in mind you're sampling the size of a pencil eraser, every time you do it. So you put it in one spot and you run it, and it takes about 2 minutes to do a full run. And then you can move it to a different spot on the rock and run it again for 2 minutes, and then move it to a different spot, run it again for 2 minutes, and kind of make an average of all of your results. Yeah. These ones, 45,000 is low end, Jim. The one we've got there is 75 or 80,000 Canadian. And then on top of that, you got to calibrate it, which is going to cost you another $5,000 or so. And by all your standards, but once you have it, it's a pretty valuable tool. It's not Mickey Mouse. And you got to be really careful using it because it is an X-ray emitter. Like, it won't kill you now.
Mutate your next gene.
Yeah, that's it. It won't kill you now. It'll kill you 15 years from now. Like, you don't sit it on the table and park your Ghiblies underneath the table and then zap the rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, do not sit on the rock and try and zap the sample.
That's it. Or hold it in your hand and zap it with the gun. No, you don't do that either. Yeah.
You can pick them up on Amazon, right?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't, because it wouldn't be calibrated. You have to. The best thing to do is deal with like Niton. Niton's a great company. I've used a lot of their machines, and Matt, it's totally a hard rock thing. Or or also like jewelry, or if you're dealing with like scrap metal and stuff like that, that's the other alternative. But yeah, it has no place in placer mining, none at all. But yeah, I would go with a group. If you get into like a group that provides Niton equipment, they'll actually walk you through the whole process and say, okay, this is the machine you want. Now, this is how much. What are you actually looking for? Because that really depends. You don't just get one that sort of does everything. You have to tune the machine to do what precisely you were looking for it to do, right? And so that costs money, but it's vital that you do it. Otherwise, you're just fooling yourself.
Next best thing to the XRF is fire assays.
Oh, I mean, fire assay is the be all and end all, man.
Yeah. Fire assay is like the top of the top place.
That's the top of the charts. Yeah, I mean, I'll fire assay all day long, but if I've got an XRF, it's handy. Like I was saying, if you're doing exploration and you're looking for the contact between the high titanium basalts and the low titanium basalts, which look identical in the field, right, and in drill core, you can't tell the difference. But you start hitting it with an XRF, and it's like, oh, here's a contact, and here's an actual contact between two different flows, and that's where you get the chemical difference that's going to make your gold drop out when the hydrothermal solution moves through. Maybe not right where you're at, but chase that contact, and that contact, eventually along that contact, you'll find a vein. Good night, Jacko. Good night, buddy.
Later, Jocko.
Yeah, it's a neat science. It's it's one that developed, while I was just a young geologist, and it's getting better and better and better. So, well, Goat, I tell you, I guarantee you that lead and the zinc will show up, no problem at all. Your gold values might be a little questionable, but the machine that we have is calibrated for precious and base metals precisely for exploration samples, which is precisely what you have. It's not calibrated for, mine grade. So I think that would serve you perfectly. It's not a high grade ore sampler. It's an exploration sampler. I'll buy one of the young geologists a 6-pack of beer, and when instead of running the core for the client, I'll get him to run your rocks for you and print me out a little spreadsheet, and we can play with those numbers. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Me and Matt know a few good spots that we got to go hit, but they'll be classified on Nunya Creek or location XYZ or something like
Grab
that.
me another beer on the fridge there, bud. Did you, Matt? Was the pay layer underneath the clay or on top of it? And if it was on top of it, did you dig through the layer? I guess you did. You said it was a foot thick.
up, Indiana Gold Getter? How you doing, Scotty?
Hey, Scotty. Train's going by.
Reminds me of what I did to the scammer that called me today.
Yeah. What's that?
My son has a train whistle, one of the Thomas the Train whistles.
Yeah.
The minute Buddy said hello on the phone, I blew the train whistle, sat there for about 3 minutes blowing on the thing, and he kept saying hello, hello, hello.
That's funny.
The other day I played Duhas for another one.
Yeah, a few years back, I had our kids down at my family cottage down in southern Ontario, and my wife was over in Mongolia, and so I took the kids down to the cottage for a week, and at that cottage, all we have is a landline, and that landline used to be a party line, and so finally in the 80s they upgraded it to everybody got their own phone number, but there's no internet there. There was no cell service at the time, and I got this phone call on the landline, and it was this guy. No, sir, this is Microsoft security, and your computer is in danger. I played with him. Oh my God! Oh my God! Really? Yes, sir. You got to go online right now, but I said, which computer? I've got 4 computers here, and I'm in a cottage with a landline phone and nothing else. And I kept that guy going for about 45 minutes, man. And I was laughing. And
See, my favorite one is
he
when they
gave up.
call you about your car's extended warranty, and I'm like, I didn't know you can get one of those on a Craigslist card.
I think one of the best times I got a telemarketer scammer is when they called. Have you seen the movie Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
No.
There's a scene in the movie where they go up to this Chinese restaurant and they go to order, and this stupid voice is just repeating, and then,
Oh yeah.
and it just keeps repeating, and then. Well, I did that. I spent a good 25 minutes repeating the words "and then" to this guy who just kept pardon.
Wow.
Some of these scammers, I swear, they are definitely lacking in cognitive function.
Yeah.
There's a nice little gold streak in there. I'm starting to get that golden lobster.
Hey,
The golden
Mark Miller's in chat and Nine Finger Mining.
What's up, Creed? How you doing?
Good evening, gentlemen.
What's happening out there, man?
Moto mining. It's been that way in Ontario for many, many years. It's the blue book value or black book value or whatever they call it.
For the
Let that run
information
for a
of
minute, and I'll show you guys what that looks like.
That's what I was just working on. I got my little bug light going on over here.
But like my last Tundra I sold moto mining, the black book value on it was 16.5, but the demand for it was high enough that I sold it for 20. And I paid 22 for it. I drove it for 5 years and I sold it for 20. And but when I wrote him the receipt and typed up the receipt for it, I put the black book value on it, so he paid the tax on the black book value instead of the actual payment that he gave me. Yeah, you're right. It's already had sales tax paid on it, so why are you paying it again? Exactly. You could make that argument about houses too, but
I don't understand those scam guys. You know, they say you won, you know, $150,000. So if you send us $49.95, we'll send you a check. Why don't you just subtract it from the check and send me the goddamn check?
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The whole thing
There
is they
'cause
need
there is
access
no
to your
check.
bank account.
That's right.
Yeah.
There is no check. 406 Minor, the mining light is downstairs in the basement, and I'm upstairs in the living room.
I got Rockfoot. I'm taking care of that for you there.
Oh, there you go. Right on.
There's a guy here on YouTube that goes by the nickname Pierogi. He's a computer specialist, I guess you could say. He runs a channel called Scam Baiter, and this guy is phenomenal with how much he trolls these scammers. And him and his team take down these call centers for weeks at a time with their hacks. It's amazing.
Oh, nice, Charlie.
There's a bunch of gold. Charlie.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is like clean out number 4.
That's just the indicator, Matt.
Yeah.
Guido in the house. You're giving away free beer. All right.
Hey,
Oh,
Guido.
Let me drop this back down again.
Yeah, Moto, that channel is awesome. I love watching his videos.
I seen a few of them where the guy somehow turns the camera around and he's seeing what they're doing, and he knows all about them. He knows everybody in the room there, and they're all, oh, what's
Well,
going on?
Joe, what he's doing is he's reversing the connection that these scammers use to get into your computer, per se. They use a program called AnyDesk or TeamViewer, which is a remote assistance program. It allows them to remotely connect directly to your computer. Now, through these programs, they offer a reverse connection with the person who's accepted the original connection. In that case, you can choose to either show what you're doing or hide what you're doing. So this guy goes through and pulls through the files, deletes their files, and gains access to their network. As soon as he knows the IP address and the password for the network protocol, he can hack the entire network for the scam center and bring them down.
Wow. Why ain't the government doing this?
They should be, but the Indian government, they're not exactly what you would call on the level.
Yeah.
A lot of high-ranking political officials are being paid millions of dollars by the people that run these scam centers. So,
I don't think that's only happening in India. I think it's happening here too.
to a degree, it happens in the US and Canada, but to the extent it happens in other foreign countries where the laws are a little bit more lax, I guess you could say, they're able to get away with it a lot easier. And because of today's digital media, all they have to do is set up a computer system and use what is called VoIP calling, which is voice over IP or voice over internet protocol. And that allows them to use a computer to make automated phone calls using a number that you can never call back or trace.
Yeah. Or if you do call them back, you get somebody that's really confused on why you're calling them because they never called you.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Right.
They also use call spoofing,
Good
which
evening,
is, yeah.
You know what I always do? There's this one guy, he calls me all the time, maybe 2-3 times a year. And he's looking for, and he has the same voice. You can tell he's got one of them voices that are made for speaking on the phone and stuff like that. and he's trying to solicit money for the Police Benevolent Association. So I let him go on. I let him give his thing, and he says, "Now, can we count on you to we send you out a voucher for, $100, $200, $500,000?" And I says, I asked him, I says, "Let me ask you one question. Are you a police officer?" And the guy goes, "No, I'm not." So I says, "Then why should I give you money if you're not a police? I'll support my local police here,
Sure.
but I'm not going to send somebody who's. Why would I send you money? What do you think? I'm nuts?" And the guy goes, "Well, I work for the PBA. You're not a cop. Get off the phone."
Yeah,
Because police aren't allowed to solicit funds from the general public.
that's right.
I get him every time with it. Every year he calls me up. I'm gonna invite him to my birthday party next year.
What's up, Benzo?
Benzo, how you doing, man?
Benzo's in the house. Hi, Benzo.
All right.
Long time no see.
On the fourth run of these cons, getting to the bottom of the bucket. We got a bunch of gold in the other bucket there from the cons that we collected from this, so it's going to be a nice cleanup. Total of 67 buckets ran over the weekend. I still got to get some weights from Matt, Joe, and Mike from Facebook to get the total, but we ran a lot of dirt over the last couple of weekends. And Matt went out there again this last weekend.
See you later, PA.
Take care, PA. See you soon, man. Mark Miller, what's happening there, man?
We got room for one more person to join us on panel if they want. Link is pinned up at the top of chat.
Let's see if I can't do this. There it is. It should be, well, it's up there. There it is. I just pinned it in the chat there, Charlie. Good night there, PA. Are you heading down to the Gold Festival down there? I don't know what they're calling it. I forgot. Big to do at Lucky Strike.
He's around 12 tomorrow, he says.
Man. All right, well, drive safe there, PA. Have fun, man. Get them shinies. Say hello to everybody down there for me. This thing is working pretty good, keeping the bugs away now. My little tiki torch. Jim, you see what I got it in?
Where?
I got that. You know those tiki torch things that you stick in the tiki things?
Yeah.
Well, it fits perfectly in one of them shells that I have two of those brass shells that I show all the time on there.
Oh, yeah.
So I got one out here and it fits perfectly in there. It's nice level, keeping the bugs away.
There you go.
Oh, the North Carolina Gold Festival. There you go. That's where they all are.
Hey, you know, a new thought occurred to me going back to this same lithium job again, that's where I got all that that horrible dirt that I sent off to all you guys to process.
Oh,
And somebody has found, good gold in it, and it's all still there. And I'm thinking that maybe what I should do this time is instead of grabbing bags of the pulp, the really, really super fine stuff, is just grab all the rejects and send that out, because it seems like guys have better success with the rejects. Like Stacy with 406 Miner, he found some beautiful specimens in his.
yeah.
And I should grab a couple more bags of those, and then the next time I head down your way, I'll start passing it out.
You should
Well, I
pan it
gotta-
out yourself, man.
I got a piece right here.
Yeah, I
I can
will.
see that the picker.
Oh, I see it.
Right there in that second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it'd be neat to get that dream mat I've got and adventure sluice and put it in one of the creeks up there right by town, and just bring a bunch of those bags with me and just start dumping that stuff in and running it through it and see what I get.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Indiana Gold Getter, Scotty. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
We got a guest backstage. So Milwaukee, man.
Hey, Matt.
Dolly Pot himself. Mr. Dolly Pot. What's happening there, Chief?
He's muted.
Oh,
We can't hear you, Matt.
I unmuted myself.
Oh, there we go.
We killed it at Nugget this last weekend.
yeah, it looks like
It
there's
was-
pretty good cons coming out of there, man.
There's a lot. I have another 5-gallon bucket for Charlie.
Really?
So the pay was on top of the clay layer, you say?
There's like 5 different
So,
clay layers
okay,
that were taken.
Oh, really?
I kissed the bank. And all of a sudden it dropped out, and there was a heavy, tight-packed magnetite layer that was probably ½ to an inch thick.
Mm-hmm.
Below that was a, I don't know, maybe 6-inch thick layer of sandy, semi-sandy, very rusty layer, and it was very distinctive. And then we punched into a clay layer below that,
Yeah.
and then it dropped down into like other cobbles and stuff and so on and so forth. I couldn't see it because it was underwater, but that was above water.
Yeah, you
What are
probably
you
get
doing up?
you probably get even richer stuff down underneath that clay layer in the cobbles. I've
Oh,
always
yeah,
had
we hit-
better
we hit
success
so much
underneath the
gold.
clay layers than on top of them.
I would
Like
run
on
a
an
half
industrial
bucket of classified material,
Yeah.
a half bucket of classified material. Lexi, stay out of the pool. Half bucket of classified material would get me 50 to 100 colors, and some of them were
Wow.
big, real big,
Wow.
real big. Like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I have the Green Mountain Gold Trap from, and I pull the tray, I just dump it out. It would get plugged so quick from all the heavies, so I would just once it stopped manipulating, I would just pull it. I can do a clean out and
That's why I love you. You guys are my best family.
your best
Oh.
families.
Aww.
So you should say-
We love you too, sweetie.
You should
Yes,
get that.
hello.
Also, guess what? I'm gonna have. If I get when I'm done 3, I'm gonna be 7.
You're
And this is
seven.
how
Wow.
kids
And
take
Girl,
over.
you're not.
in June. My birthday's gonna be in
She's
June.
3. You're not gonna be 7.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be.
All right.
Also, I need to talk
No, you don't. No, you don't need to talk to nobody. Here. Sit back. You sit back and learn some things.
I
All right,
miss
listen,
those.
baby.
I miss
Oh my
those
goodness.
days, man. I miss those days.
I did take my 6-year. Okay, I did take my 6-year-old out there though. He did all right.
Oh,
Hey,
she must have put the
JP.
button on the camera.
Yeah, the bottom of the bucket's looking really good.
JP Lawns and more in the house.
What's up, JP?
Ahmed JP.
Sorry. She swatted the phone out of my hand and it ended up going offline.
Where is she? Where is she? Did anybody ever tell you you're a cutie?
Hey, shh. She says,
You're-
Dad, you're stupid. Go
You're a
find gold.
cutie pie.
Like,
Dad, you're stupid, so go find gold when you're stupid.
all right, I do. Go to
Go
bed. Be quiet.
You a cutie pie.
to bed and
Yeah,
stay up
hey.
like a stupid head. Go.
Hey, she's not a gold miner, I don't think. I'll make her go.
Is
She's
she a
a.
gold miner too?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. I think it's let's go get my nails done and stuff like that.
Oh, all right.
Sorry. Shh, quiet. Go to bed. What are you still doing up?
I think I like to do it.
Go take some laps. Go walk around the pool. All right,
Thankfully, my little guy's in bed.
go. Don't jump in the pool. Go walk around.
No.
Go. Mush.
Hopefully both my little guys are working.
Okay. She listens to the mom too.
Hello.
No,
Oh, there's
No.
Mini Me,
listen.
the little prospector himself, heading up with me this weekend.
You going in the chopper again or what?
I want to.
Lord. Charlie, can you hear me?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie. Charlie is stupid.
You know Alpha Bravo.
The microphone.
What?
You know Alpha Bravo. Stop biting my hand. That spot is super rich. Like
Kids are
you
gonna
would
make
not
popcorn
believe.
in
I
there.
found a piece the size. I found a piece the size of a grain of rice, which for here is ridiculous. I couldn't believe it was in my sluice. I saw it
Wow.
before it went down into the trap.
I've already found a few pieces like
It's
that
big.
in the last few cleanups.
It's flat. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel it, but I saw it, and it's flat. It's like it's a flake.
Huh.
But that layer runs into your hole.
Okay.
I know. What do you think we've been digging for the last, like, 2 years.
I know there, buddy. I saw your hole. Wow, you guys really did put some work in there. Holy moly! You dug out that thing. So, I mean, can you chill out? Come on, you're killing me, Small. You're killing me.
Okay. I gotta mute it. My kids are making popcorn with the air blower.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, kid, roll your legs up. You have clothes on that look like they're my clothes, and they're not. Roll it up. Oh. No, but dude, that spot is, and I buried it again. I found our greenstone and I pulled it out of there. That's a big greenstone. And I put it back in the hole again.
Yeah, that's.
And then also Jason, yeah, we hit it really good because I had to take off. When I went in there, I took off probably 6 inches of mud. Lexi, just chill out, please, man. Come on, just give me a minute. You're killing me, Smalls. I took off about 6 inches.
What do you call it, Smalls?
I took off 6 inches of mud, and I was right back into the gravels, and you know that rusty, that bloody color that stains us. I was into that I was in like 3 inches of water, and I was on gravel. We covered that really well, and the flood covered it too. Lexi, oh my goodness.
Can you guys see that piece hanging out right there?
I'm gonna drop you back down. Hey, no, you want to come up on here? Then you're gonna behave yourself. No.
Nice, Charlie.
That is a big piece. No, you can't behave yourself. You want to sit here and poo-poo on my hobby. You think that's funny, huh? No, get out of here. Go to bed. Yeah, we have a 3-year-old trying to poop on that. Get out of here. Get. Yeah, Charlie, you saw the picture I sent you? That was the trip that I took with you, with Joe, and this last trip. And I'll tell you, every time I pulled my trap and I checked it, I had at least 100 colors in it. It was ridiculous. I'm an aggressive panner, so I was finding. I mean, I guarantee you, I lost gold. I have the buckets because we panned back into coats, and I took 2 scoops out. I found 3 flakes in my back pans, just little flakes, but in a scoop into a pan and run it. What in the flying? Dude, somebody just. We have construction going on in my neighborhood, and just ran through a barrier. That's. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay, hang on. Can I hold you? Yeah, somebody ran through a barrier just now in front of my house. That's awesome. Yeah. Like there's fresh concrete, and somebody ran through it. There's an old man that like rolled down the road, and then they were cutting the road open, and he hit it and blew his airbags. And there was like ambulance down there. I'm like, what's going on? The construction worker's like, yeah, he just kind of like came down the road that was closed, and like, yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
So in other words, he was a 20-watt light bulb in an 80-watt box.
I guess so.
I'll be back in 1 sec.
I literally just watched a dude crash through like 3 barriers. These guys are gonna be pissed in the morning when they come to work, and I can't. You literally took. I don't know. Whatever. People are stupid around here. It happens. Can you get off the chair? Da. This is what I'm dealing with right now.
Matt, your little one reminds me of Stuart from Mad TV. Look what I can do.
I know, right? Right there. Wait, that one.
My son was the same way and still is the same way.
I took my son gold mining this last weekend with Charlie knows Joe. Joe came on live a little bit. I don't know if he's still here or not. I haven't seen any comments from him, but he had we took my car up to Nugget, and apparently my wheel bearing is screwed. And I'm like, we pulled off the creek at about 4 o'clock on Sunday. And I'm like, and I pull down the road and it's just like screaming. I'm like, oh my God. I have 4 hours to drive on a screwed wheel bearing. I'm like, I made it back. I can't believe I made it back home. So, I found the part, waiting for the part, $50, which is not bad because I don't have a press, so I can't press it. So I have to buy the whole spindle, the bearing, the whole shenanigans, and then replace it. And then Joe's gonna do it for me for $100, which
Nice.
is pretty sweet. Yeah, so 150, I get a complete new wheel bearing situation done. Charlie, what in the heck? Is that some of the gold that I gave you? I scooped that out
No, this was from my bucket of cons.
from
Did you
what?
clean the sluice out yet?
Yeah, I already did that once. There's another piece there.
Yeah, I see it.
Looking
What-
good, Charlie.
Yeah, wow.
Where did you get that from?
And then this is from the Nugget Lake cons.
From what?
Here-
Running with Joe?
That's what I've already run. Like 3 cleanups there, and then this one.
Shh.
Shut up.
Girl, don't make me mute myself.
That's going to be really fun to pan out there, Charlie.
Oh yeah, I mean, look at how dark that is.
Yeah. I see it in the bucket.
Dude. Oh,
Looks
you
like
guys wanna
Flower
see
Gold
something?
Wizard's Black Poison.
Here, look at this stuff. I got. Hang on. Me swing you guys around here quick. I'm gonna swing you guys around. Whoop, hang on. Hold up. How do I do this? Oh, more. Settings. Camera. Action. Face back. Here we go. All right.
There it is.
So, Charlie, this was from our last. This is from our last trip. Just now, she's playing in my dirt. Get out of my dirt. Okay. There's that, and then there's this bucket, which you probably can't see. It's half full. It's about. I mean, that bucket is half full. This bucket is all of concentrates, and now she's playing in the gold dirt. Hey, get out of there.
David, I'm probably one of the rare prospectors who will say I absolutely love panning black sand.
I've panned so much of it. It's become easy now.
Yeah, once you're good at it, you're good at it.
Especially in that blue in the Falcon pan. You know,
Panning black sand is where I got my start. You know, I ended up with some Flower Gold Wizard Black Poison, and I just kept repanning and repanning. And no magnet. And
Every time you pan, I don't use a magnet. Every time you pan that though, you find more.
Surprisingly, I managed to get every last little bit because when I pan through again, I don't find nothing.
Well, so what I do is Charlie knows I have a, I don't know if you guys familiar with the fluid bed sluice.
I've heard of them, yeah. I've seen them
When I
used.
use it, I literally pull a tray, I pan it, I slap it in there. I do it out in about 2 minutes, not even. I pan it back, and I snuffer what I find. And then, but I still keep my cons because I pan into a tote, so all my concentrates stay in the tote. Then I take those home and run it over my VDR. I haven't ran my VDR, but I took 2 scoops out of my half of a 5-gallon bucket. I found 3 specks in 2 scoops, and most of it's probably at the bottom. Lexi, can you stop playing with this?
I have one of them. I bought a special, one of them magnets to get the magnetite out, and I got it on my workbench, and I always put it in front of me when I'm about to pan some dirt. I never use it.
Joe, you know what I did? I opened up an old computer hard drive and I took out the magnet from that. It's a neodymium computer magnet.
Nice.
And I've got a stack of them.
The problem with that though is that the magnetite will grab the gold and it will hold it in there.
Yeah.
That's why I only use the magnet on dry material, and then I pan the separate material after the fact.
The
trick with that is you pick it up, and I do it underwater. Okay, I not dry like Reg is saying, but my method, everybody's method is different.
What I do
underwater, and I drop
classify.
it.
Wait, hold up, Matt. Hold up.
Sorry.
Hey, Matt, hang on a sec.
I hear you.
I'll pick up the magnet, and of course, yes, it grabs some gold. And I will drop it in a clean section of the pan. And then I will pick it up again from that same clean section, and I'll move it to another clean section of the pan and drop it again. And I'll do that 3 or 4 times. And I find that then all the way along, like the first time you drop it and pick it up again, and then you move it over and drop it again, you see little bits of gold in the first spot you dropped it. And then you get less gold, and then you get no gold. And finally, and then you can take that and put it off on the side. You can pan it if you want, or just chuck it away.
When I first started panning, I used to do that. I bought that magnet, and I got a whole Tupperware full of black sand and magnetite and all that kind of stuff. But then I got to the point where I forget to use the magnet, and by the time I get down to the real nitty gritty, I realize, I forgot to use the magnet because now I'm loaded with black sand and magnetite.
At the end of the day, Joe, magnetite's what, 4.5, 5? On the density thing, and your gold's 19. So unless you're dealing with flaky stuff or really, really fine, where it's got a lot of surface area that's going to carry it.
I got to the point where I'm not even worried about the magnet no more.
Yeah, I've watched you 100 times panning, Joe. You're an excellent panner when it comes to cleaning up. That's for sure.
I'm pretty good myself.
You're better than I am. That's for sure.
Charlie, is Charlie on here? Hey, can you post a picture up of what I found with you in this last weekend?
I would have to do that before I go live. I can't do that while I'm live.
Yeah, I get it. All right, dude, you would not believe the amount. I probably found 1 gram of gold in Wisconsin, believe it or not, in 2 weekend trips.
Good night, PA.
And
have a great night, PA.
You take care, PA.
A lot of time just. Lexi, keep that in the pan, please. Thank you. She's playing in my dirt. It happens.
So she's playing in dirt and wants to get her nails done. I think you've got a gold digger on your hands that's going to develop later in life.
Maybe. Maybe right now she says we're stupid. So I mean, I'm just like, all right, go to bed.
Well, she thinks we're stupid because she doesn't see the value of what we're doing.
Well, tell her we think she's cute.
There you go.
She's a
Yeah,
cutie pie.
she is cute. She's still a stinker. Yeah, you're a stinker.
What,
No,
Matt?
Matt.
What do you call her? Small?
Okay.
You call her Smalls? Matt?
I don't know.
No,
hoping
because I
you
heard
tell
you
me.
saying it before. Hey, Smalls, you're killing me. From the movie.
Oh yeah, I know. That's from Sandlot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
See, I
so
call my
smart.
son PETA. PITA.
Yeah.
And in the
There you go.
my son thinks
Nobody
I'm
wants
just
to-
talking about food.
Get the go.
Mine too. I got two sons. One's 38, one's 36. So they're over there. They're doing what they got to do. I ain't got to worry about them no
Three.
more.
Exactly, Mark Miller. Exactly. Money don't grow on trees, but I'll teach you how to dig it from the ground.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, nice. That's a nice.
He found a
thing.
couple gold
Dirty hands,
It's
clean
like
money.
3 inches. Next thing he knows, he's like neck deep, and he's just like, yeah, I'd like swim, motherfucker, swim.
Hey, Mark, can I use that saying? I like that. That's a teachable
Lexi,
saying.
get out of my concentrate. Come on, dude. I'm running the DVR this weekend. Come on, get out of here.
One of the young geologists had a good T-shirt on at the office today when I was in there, and it says "Schist happens," and then in big letters, "Schist happens," and then underneath it says "Metamorphically speaking." Okay.
You know, I tell you guys a joke about a triangle, but it's a bit of obtuse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's-
Nice, Mark. Nice.
I always try to be nice, but I usually just get taken for granted. Yeah. Geological jokes, they're kind of like dad jokes.
Lexi,
Like
Yeah.
that joke.
get out of my. Get. Hey. Time for bed. You should be sleeping right now.
Why can you
What are you
never
gonna do?
trust an atom?
Why?
Because they make up everything.
Obviously,
Ooh.
I don't
But doom. Reg will be here all week, folks. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Yeah.
Listen, Cookie, get out of my cons. Get out. No. I'm not giving you another bad-
Scotty, I would love to
That's
try
baby
some of
or-
Ray Russa's Juno Dirt. I'll have to get a hold of Ray Russa.
I can hook you up with him if you want, if you don't have contacts with him.
I do have him on YouTube. I do follow him, and I've been on his channel a few times there. I know right now all my spare money is going towards my trip in 2 months. I'm going
Where
back
you heading?
out west.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, SIBO invited me out to come and pan the Fraser and some of his claims, so I'm going to go out and put some hours in.
You know where to stop on your way out, your way back.
You know it, brother?
If it suits the, if it suits the arrangement.
Well, Tom and I have already spoken about it, and T-Bay is on our way, and it's our planned destination on along the journey, so.
Yeah, just let me know, because I'm supposed to be up on this job all summer. But
Okay.
The thing is that I've got the flexibility here where it's a 2-hour drive back home for me. So if
That's
I
not
can-
bad.
I can do it, I can head back for when you guys are here and spend a few days at home and just do comms over the telephone and the internet with the guys while they're in the field, so that's not a big deal.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back out west, man.
Right on.
Last year was just a tease, and this year I'm going back out with a passion.
Did you guys make it up to the Diamond Willow mine? You were saying you were going to stop at the Amethyst mine.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
How'd you make out there?
I got myself a bucket. It was about $35, and I got some really nice specimens. I posted them up on my Instagram, some of them anyways.
Right on. Yeah.
A few of my better specimens I'm going to be using for some of those display pieces. I still haven't been able to slab any quartz to be able to cut the pieces that I need, but
Yeah. I'm not so sure that Amethyst comes out that great when you slab it.
well, it's not the amethyst that I would need to slab. It's some quartz.
Yeah.
I need just some straight white quartz slabbed about 1/4 inch.
Uh-huh.
And I need to make those into the pick and shovel handles.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. The issue I'm having is my tile saw and my Dremel vibrate too much,
Uh-huh.
and the quartz keeps shattering.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find some really fine grained sugary quartz to slab, because then it'll hold together a little bit better.
The stuff I got up north there, up in Havelock, it's some really good sugary quartz. It's just the vibration is too much.
With those hammers today.
What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Clear quartz?
No, it's I'd have to find a piece. It's buried like that, Joe.
Like that?
Yeah, but what I need is a slab of that type of material, and I need it to be about 1/4 inch thick. And yeah,
Yeah, trying to cut it 1/4 inch thick. If the crystals are big enough, it's just going to crack along the crystal margins. You know, like 1/4 inch is pretty thin.
I've managed 1/4 inch a couple of times with the pieces that I've made.
Yeah,
Like the 4 that I have made already came out really great.
yeah.
However, they did shatter while I was working with them,
Mm-hmm.
but I managed to use epoxy to seal and bond them.
You might be better off
Yeah.
using one of them lapidary sort, you know.
Yeah,
Well, I want to get a lapidary saw, but the problem is the cost.
yeah.
Yeah. They only
And
cut
it-
in one size. You can't get them for cutting small stuff like this. You can only get them like in a 7.5 or a 7.5 inch blade, right?
Yeah, they need to be the
Oh.
bigger ones.
Yeah.
I remember back in university we had rock cutting saws for cutting mineral specimens, and they had, I'll bet you they were 4 inch or 5 inch blades,
Oh yeah.
little wee ones. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Very, very
David,
thin.
heat did not help the quartz stay together. Heat would actually cause the quartz to fracture more. Because I know if you throw quartz ore in a fire and then crush it up, it's a lot softer to crush.
Yeah, it'll break apart along the crystal planes. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just need the right.
Even
just
with a
need the right
even
quartz,
with,
that's all.
even with a diamond blade,
Yeah,
I am using a diamond blade, Joe.
and it fractures with the. I'm surprised at that. I
It's-
don't know much about it. You know, that's why I asked. But
It's the
surprised at it.
vibration. It's
Yeah.
just reaching that perfect frequency of vibration that is causing that crystal lattice to fracture.
cracks the crystals apart along their joints.
What if you
Where
put
the
it
two-
on a
where all
rubber?
the crystals join together, they break.
Why don't you put it on a rubber mat as you're going past the saw?
I've tried everything, Joe.
Yeah.
I've shattered God knows how many pieces of quartz trying.
Well, I'll get you if you want. I'll get you a couple of pieces of the pegmatite we got up here, and that we're looking for the lithium in, and it's like mostly quartz with, but it's got some spodumene in it, and little to no mica, but it's got some really. Sometimes you get these little teeny tiny, bright blue apatite
Nice.
crystals in them, and they're like you can see it with the naked eye, but they look absolutely wonderful if you're looking at it with a loupe.
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can get you some of that, and maybe you can cut some of that in lieu of using just straight quartz, because
Okay.
it should hang together a little better because the crystals themselves are so large that
Yeah.
that it like if it is going to break, it'll break in half, kind of thing, and then you just got to worry about doing the rest of it.
Yeah. See, one thing I thought about doing is getting a small vacuum chamber set up and using an epoxy resin to kind of impregnate the quartz or stabilize it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how porous the quartz would be for accepting.
Not very.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was down in Arizona last month, and I went to Doug Odette's Rock and Gem Club, they had one of those rigs, and and they showed it to me, and they all said this thing is a total pain in the butt to operate. They had one, and they just like it almost never gets used.
The ones that Dan Hurd uses, they're perfect machines. They're 100% automated. You put your stone in and just set it to go, and she gives you perfect slabs.
You guys see that one
No,
there?
no, I'm talking about the impregnation machine.
Huh.
There you go. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Chunky.
I'm seeing it.
I just looked it up on
Hi,
Amazon,
Mary.
and they got a 4-inch and they got a 6-inch lapidary saw.
Yeah.
There's many different types of lapidary saws. A lot of your basic lapidary saws that you'll find for general purpose, they have a very thick blade. And the issue with that thick blade is when you're cutting your material and trying to slab it thin, there's too much vibration with that thick blade cutting through so much material. You need that thinner blade to achieve that finer cut.
Yeah, the ones we had in university were really thin blades. They, I know, because when I was doing my thesis, I had to do a bunch of slabs.
I'll go get my diamond blade. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Like I think it was, I mean, that blade was probably, it wasn't 1/8 of an inch. It might have been 2 millimeters thick.
Yeah.
It was pretty thin. It was made out of brass, actually, with a diamond emulsion around the edges,
Yeah.
or diamond matrix.
I would think the smaller the diameter of the blade, the more stable it would be. I can
You would
understand.
think so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand a 7.5-inch like regular blade or a 10-inch blade
Yeah.
that you're cutting, big stuff on would have a that frequency that Reg was talking about.
Yeah.
But the smaller saw it probably has the same, just at a higher frequency, but still going to vibrate unless you got it in there, really tight.
Maybe.
I
Good
don't
night,
know.
DC Prospecting. Take care, man. Thanks for coming
Here,
out.
DC.
Don't forget to
Night,
hit the
DC.
thumbs up on your way out. If you have
Yeah, that's interesting. I got a bunch of rocks. Robert Worley sent me like a 25-pound box.
Yeah, I watched your video. Yeah, it was pretty
all
cool.
kinds of interesting rocks. I can't
Yeah.
wait to get some of them under the microscope.
I'd love to be there with you in your office when you were pulling them out, because it would be like, ooh, look at this.
Oh
look at
yeah, there was a ton
this.
of different
They were
stuff.
wicked.
He knows I love jasper, and he sent me a lot of beautiful jasper.
Yeah.
And I thanked him for that. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a Dremel blade.
Yeah. But you see how thin that is?
Yeah.
Most tile saws, their blade is about 10 times as thick. And most
Yeah,
lapidary saws, the smaller ones, they have blades that are about the same as the tile saw.
That blade you got there, that's about the diameter or the width of the saws we used in university. Although I think the diameters were larger slightly, but
Now, I do get some good results with this diamond blade. Like, it does produce some nice flat cuts when it does work.
yeah.
But the problem is, once you start getting to those finer pieces, it really vibrates.
Are you running? Have you got you're putting that on a Dremel? Have you got your Dremel tool like locked into a vise or something, and then you're pushing the rock through it, or are you trying to
Holding it by hand.
and hold the Dremel in the other?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably part of your problem.
Yeah, you got to lock that saw down.
You gotta, you'd have to lock it down solid.
Yeah, I'm going to be building a rig for my shop soon for the Dremel.
Yeah.
I just got myself a drill press not too long ago, so I'm slowly upgrading the shop and making all the things that I need, but
Yeah.
process of working everything down. And
No, 406. What he says, what about slowing the blade down? That's that would enhance the problem.
yeah,
The thing is that with the blade, it's like a chainsaw. Like, are you going to cut the tree at half throttle, or are you going to cut the tree at full throttle? The saw works better at full throttle.
Yeah, if you had a high speed, extremely high speed,
Yeah,
it would cut better, definitely.
and
David-
Joe, this is some of the quartz that I'm working with.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
I'll grab you a couple of chunks of pegmatite, spodumene pegmatite, and it might make for some interesting handles too if you get a couple of different minerals in them. But
yeah, I was thinking of branching out to different types of minerals and handles. The quartz was just an attempt to see how it would turn out. And I had a great response with the 4 pieces that I made. So I figured, make more of them.
give it a try.
But
David,
I would love to get some petrified wood and slab that and make some handles out of petrified wood and,
Mhm.
really make some nice decorative pieces.
Yeah. David Villa took the words right out of my mouth there. Mary's at it again. She showed up and she's already throwing darts at guys.
Hello, Mary.
Hope you're doing okay, Mary. How's your week gone? You're just jealous because I haven't given you a nickname.
I'm going to be right back, guys. I'm going to get myself something to drink here while I'm enjoying this lovely evening here.
I'm having a death stick. Didn't want to be on camera.
It's been beautiful weather up here, Reg. Funny as heck too. Up on Beardmore, like 2 hours north of here, it was like 30 degrees C, which is like, I don't know what that is in freedom units. It's about 85 or something. But down here in Thunder Bay, it's like 20, right beside the lake, because we're beside the big lake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was hot as heck in the bush, man. Holy jumping. It was, and stinking hot, like sweaty hot. You didn't dry off at all. It was just humidity and everything. It was not fun.
That's how it is down here in Welland all the time during the summer.
Yeah.
Because we're right between Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Both lakes give that humidity and it's just sweltering.
Yeah. Wow.
It 10:19 right now, and I'm still sweating bullets.
Holy smokes.
And I've got every single window in the house open.
Yeah.
Gonna solve the problem tomorrow, though. I'm going to buy a box fan.
There you go.
Landlord wants to charge me $50 a month to run my AC. I'm not paying that. I'll buy a box fan.
Gee whiz.
Anything they can to make extra money these days.
I guess.
The thing uses maybe $20 in power a month if I'm using it, full time.
Yeah.
It's just a cheap 1200 BTU. It doesn't pump next to nothing.
Yeah. You can buy some fairly inexpensive floor models that actually just sit in your room, and then you just got to empty the tray out of the bottom of them every once in a while.
Yeah, my ex-wife had one. The thing caught fire. Almost burnt her apartment.
Holy
Yeah.
crap. No, I've used a couple of them on different projects, and when you get into motels that don't have, air conditioning, and you're stuck there, or a fishing camp or something that you rented. And,
Yeah.
They work pretty well.
And Mary, I already am, unfortunately, but that's a little bit TMI for the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on out with us, Mary, and you'll sweat yours off too.
Mary.
Yeah, but Jim, she doesn't have testicles. She has
Well, that's
chesticles.
That's right. They'll fall off.
Yeah, Brad, I was saying that earlier to these guys when we were just before we got live. I came out here, and because it was warmer out here than it was in my basement. My basement is 3/4 underground. Just the back here is above ground.
Okay.
Or open to the ground. There's my wife back there.
Yeah, I was about to say you're being watched, Joe.
Yeah. But it's like it's natural air conditioning down there in the basement. It's actually cold.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a big part of. That's why in the old days they used to put their root cellars in the ground, or blast.
Oh yeah,
them into the rock.
definitely. Let me go see what the missus wants.
Definitely don't want to keep her waiting.
What's her name again? Ruth, not Ruth. Ruth. It begins with an R. No. Luann. Luann. That's it. Yeah. It begins with an R. Luann. Stupid geologist.
Thinking with the French side of your brain, Jim.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
A bunch of little feelers want to roll away, roly-poly pieces.
Can't go wrong with that, Charlie.
I mean, a bunch of fine stuff in there. You guys can't really see that. I'll have to use the phone to show you guys, but I'll do that on the snuffer dump.
So up there on the job site, we got a bunch of First Nations people working with us, and one of the guys, his name's Amadei. He's very senior, actually. He was chief actually at one point of the Rocky Bay First Nation, and last year he took my son and I out fishing on Lake Nipigon. He's got a great big 24-foot speedboat with all the downriggers and everything all set up, And I was talking to him tonight, and I said, "Yeah, I'm bringing the young lad up again." And he says, "Okay." He says, "Let's go out fishing Saturday night." He says, "The specks are biting good." So we'll go out and catch a bunch of specks, and I'll bring a couple home to eat, and then we'll give him the rest to smoke, and he can bring us the smoked fish in a couple of days,
Nice.
and bring them home to mommy. She likes her smoked trout.
Nice.
Yeah.
If I wasn't allergic to fish, I probably would too.
There you go. Well, you could always sit in the boat.
If there's tuna, I'll eat that. Oddly enough, it's the only fish I don't have an allergic reaction to.
Wow, that's really odd.
It's because of an amino acid that is not present in tuna that is present in all other seafood.
Really?
Yep.
That's amazing.
And it's the same amino acid that is found in mushrooms, onions, and pork as well.
Huh.
Remind me not to prepare mushrooms, onion, or pork for you when you get here.
Yeah, it can be a rough subject on that one.
Yeah.
I got about 3 minutes from the time that it hits my tongue to get to the hospital and shove a tube down my throat.
Holy shit.
Yep. And because I'm allergic to mushroom, the EpiPens don't work for me.
How's that work?
The EpiPens, like for allergy shots,
Mm-hmm.
they're made from a fungus.
Epinephrine is made from a fungus?
It is produced using a fungus.
I didn't know that. I mean, my daughter carries an EpiPen,
Yeah.
my eldest daughter, and wow. Yeah, she's anaphylactic to peaches, believe it or not. And
That would suck.
it's not the meat of the peach. It's the
It's
fur
skin.
on the outside, the skin.
The buzz.
Yeah. And there's a cross, like there's a connection, like there's a cross allergy, and it's something like it's some kind of a willow, which thankfully doesn't grow up here.
Yeah.
But she's also, if you're allergic to the peach fuzz, you're also allergic to this other wild plant that grows. And yeah, not cool.
Yeah, allergies can be rough.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun finding out that she was allergic to it. That's for sure.
It
was
never is.
an emergency room trip.
Yep. Yeah, I've been lucky thus far to avoid many of those.
The only thing I'm really allergic to is bee stings. I swell up like a mother.
If you're working in the bush, you just got to make sure you're the first guy in line walking through the bush, not the second or third guy, because the first guy disturbs them, the second guy behind them pisses them off, and the third guy is the guy that gets stung real bad. And just keep
Yep.
moving.
And just pray they're not Africanized.
You just got to keep ahead of the slowest person.
That's which is what my T-shirt says. Hang on, I better turn my camera back on. Can you read that?
Yeah. You don't need to outrun the bear. You just need to outrun your slowest friend.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, the bear killed him. No, the 22 shell in the needed.
I met a guy. Well, my very first job back in '91 up in the Yukon. I met a government geologist. They came in to check out the site. Government geologists in Canada, they come by from time to time, especially if you got a higher profile project going on. And they come in just to, to say hi and to, ask permission if they can go out and take a look around, and they want to learn more, and it adds to public knowledge sort of stuff. And this dude was missing, like one of his cheekbones was gone. There was like a divot in his head instead of a cheekbone. And I remember on the back of one of his arms, there was like a big scallop that was taken out of it. And there were pieces of this guy's body that were missing. And he was mauled by a grizzly bear.
Damn.
And the only reason that the grizzly did not kill him was that the grizzly had already eaten his partner. And it was just being nasty with him. And it kicked the stuffing right out of, like, actually broke and ripped bones, clean parts of bones. How do you rip this cheekbone? I mean, imagine something ripping that right out of your skull. You know?
Well, when you have 600 pounds of force with claws swinging at you, there ain't no stopping it.
No. And yeah, it was really something to meet this guy. And he was just like, he was the most God-fearing guy you ever meet, you know, because, you know, there but for the grace of God go I. And that bear, yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. He was, I just looked at him and he looked funny, you know, and I didn't ask any questions, or of course you don't comment. I don't know the guy. And it wasn't until after he left that my boss explained to me, no, this is what happened to the guy. I was like, holy crap, man.
Definitely be counting your blessings and changing your underwear on that one.
I guess. Yeah, not fun.
Absolutely not. How's that gold line looking there, Charlie?
Pretty good. Got a lot of fine stuff coming down with the black sand, though, so gonna have to clean the snuffer bottle up pretty good. Should have used the kitchen strainer, but I didn't.
Yeah, I automatically just run everything through my kitchen strainer these days.
Yeah, but when it's
Force
a
a habit.
5-gallon bucket full of cons, all I did is go through the 1/8-inch classification, and that was about it.
Yeah, Mary says, Red,
Yep.
you change more than your underwear. Yeah,
Absolutely.
You probably want to wash all of your clothes in cold water because cold water will remove the blood stains better than warm water will. And yeah, no kidding.
I'd be burning the clothes at that point. I don't want a reminder. Screw the blood marks, man.
You know, it'd be kind of cool to wear those afterwards. Say, look, I made it.
You guys see that little gold smile there?
Maybe hang it up on the wall and have an interesting story to talk about over dinner, you know.
That was just 2 spoons.
Especially if you caught up with the bear a couple of days later and shot it dead.
Right.
And then mounted the bear, or its head at least, and then put your clothes underneath it and say, here.
Nah, get the whole thing stuffed with the bear holding the shirt.
That's it.
Big sign popping up saying, I took a bite out of this. Now look at me.
I gave him back worse than he gave me. I gave him, gave him worse than he got.
That'd be a Chuck Norris moment.
I just had a thing going on over here, man. I went to clean my glasses, and they came a little. They were all wiggly and stuff like that. They came loose somehow. So I go in there and I try to fix them. I got to take them off in order to fix them. But now I can't see them. How do you fix your glasses if you got to take them off to fix them?
Phone a friend?
Get your wife to do it.
they got little screws on them over here that they hold the bridge on,
Yes.
and it's not a Phillips, it's not a flathead, it's not nothing. It's just like a decorative outer piece. So I had to get my tweezers in order to tighten up the nut on the other side.
Okay.
It's like I don't know how small it would be. I don't even know. I don't think they make a wrench that small.
I'm sure they make a screwdriver with a particular head on it.
I'm sure
No,
that
that might be.
your local optometrist would do it for you for the low price of $39.95.
And 4 easy payments of that, too.
I'd have to sit here with my glasses off and wait till tomorrow, and then I couldn't read the chat. So it's not going to work. I had to do it myself,
Yeah.
and I did it without seeing it. How's that?
I got Scotty saying you need a set of backup glasses. I actually have. I got backup glasses to these ones. This is the prescription I got a year and a half ago. 2 years ago now, I guess. I need a new one. But the backup ones I got actual safety glasses made, for working in the mine. And the problem with them is they're progressive lenses, but the safety ones are curved, whereas these are flat. So like if I look this way and I look that way, everything looks normal, But with the curved ones, when you look this way or you look that way, you get dizzy because everything comes in and out of focus sort of as you're turning your head.
Yeah,
And,
your peripherals get all messed up.
It is. And I when I was 2 years ago, I went and I got my work glasses in first, right before I went deer hunting. And these ones weren't ready yet. But they said, we got your safety glasses in, you can come and get them. So I'm like, I gotta go hunting, I need my glasses. So I went and I bought these safety glasses. And I found that as I was stalking through the woods, and I'm holding my rifle, and you're walking real slow, and you're looking and you're looking and you're looking like this, and it was like I was drunk, like I couldn't put. I was tripping over my own feet. I was stepping. You had to look down. You had to look up, and then looking around and everything. And finally, I just took the bloody things right off while I was walking. And when I got on stand, I put them back on again, and it was it. And if I see something, that 25 yards, I should be able to shoot it. But oh my God, what a thing! Yeah, those curved lenses are for the birds. I'll tell you.
Hey, Tin Man.
What's up, Tim Man?
Okay, I'm already dopey, according to Mary. If you ask my wife, she'd just say I'm an idiot. So, dopey, I'll take dopey any day over idiot.
Right?
Yeah.
You weren't eating any of those mushrooms along the way now.
No.
Oh, all right.
Pardon me, gentlemen, while I partake in a quick safety meeting.
There you go, Reg. Better be safe than sorry.
Always safe around here, man.
Yeah, David, I didn't fall off the rock, but there were a few times I tripped over logs and stuff under my feet that I couldn't see. It was nuts.
Tin Man magnet fishing. I gotta go. That's something. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll go test my magnet out tomorrow. along where they launch the boats and drop their screwdrivers and wrenches.
Magnet fish in my town, and you'll probably find about 500 bikes in the first 3 minutes on the first bridge you go to.
I'm waiting. I was thinking about going down by the FDR Drive on the East River and seeing if I can pick up a couple of pew-pews down there. You know.
Yeah, you got a good chance of doing that by you, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't find many pew-pews up here, but you'll find tons of stolen bikes, scooters, e-bikes, and a few cars.
Yeah.
And probably about the same in shopping carts as you do bikes.
When I was younger, living down there in the Bronx, me and my brother used to go fishing all the time at this one spot. And we'd go to the bait shop, we'd buy worms, and we'd buy hooks and sinkers. The next day we'd go there, buy more hooks and sinkers, and I got tired of it one time that I lost so many rigs down there that I told my brother, I said, you wait here, I'm going home. I had half a tank of air, and I got my my wetsuit and my belt and everything. And I says, I know I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't go in all by myself, but I ain't going far. And all you got to do is watch the bubbles. You make sure you see bubbles. When you stop seeing bubbles, I'm in trouble. But I went down. It was only like 10 feet of water or something like that. But there was car differentials down there. There was a toilet bowl down there. Everything you could imagine was down there. And that's what was eating up my hooks and sinkers all day long.
Yep.
I got them all back, or a good part of them.
Yeah, Mark Miller, the sound of your 45. We a lot of us, we carry 12 gauges in the field, and we load them with like a Winchester Defender, which is one of the few shotguns here in Canada that you're allowed to actually load it all the way up. And I think it's 7 in the mag and 1 up, because everything else is plugged to 3 rounds. But we load 7.5s. The first 2 in the mag are slugs, and everything else is 7.5. And because most of the time you're just going bang, bang, bang to make noise. And if the poop really hits the fan, then your last 2 are slugs when he's coming right at you. And even if it's 8 feet away from you and you've got a 7.5 left, a 7.5 is going to work
Red,
almost as good as a
still there?
slug. You know?
I'm here, Joe. I'm just coughing.
Yeah.
No, everybody went blank there for a minute. I think
No,
it's
we're
me.
all here. Yeah, it might be you. But you know, you
Yeah.
can buy a box of 27.5s for the price of a box of 5 slugs. So that's usually how we do it as geologists up here in Canada.
Whew, that was a good safety meeting.
And it's not as punishing to fire
next.
7.5s as it is to fire a slug. So
Joe, let me know if you find one of my lungs. I think I coughed one up and it went flying.
No, it landed over
All
here.
Oh, it's over there, Charlie? Okay.
Yeah, it's over here.
Remind me later to send you postage. I need it back. Jeez, that one safety meeting turned up the heat in here by about 30 degrees.
Maybe that'll do that for me. It won't be so chilly out here.
It's chilly?
A little bit. I got my little fire going on over here.
Oh.
I'm comfortable.
Send the chill up here, man.
stick
It
the
belongs
fire
in
under-
Canada. What are
stick
you
the fire
doing?
underneath your chair? It'll warm you up.
Probably got like 3 more pans left, and then I'll do a snuffer dump. We're already almost up to 2 hours and 15 minutes. We got 13 people still in here. I mean, I could always call it and just finish this later and show you guys the number dump after this.
Absolutely, Mark Miller.
We're having a blast here, Charlie. We're having a blast, man.
Yeah, I have no issue going longer. I'm just saying it depends on what people want to do. You know.
So last time I was up on that job site, the company rents. It's this motel that is no longer a motel. It's just owned by some company, and but they rent out 5 rooms full time, like on a yearly basis, kind of thing. And the last time I went up, I bought all kinds of food and all kinds of salt, pepper, garlic powder, whatever, all kinds of seasonings and stuff like this, ketchup, mustard. I show up, I open up the fridge, and the last 3 guys that had been in that room had all bought exactly the same stuff. And I'm like, so this time I go up. Now, I mean, like I was up there last fall.
Did you get any Hellmann's?
I came down, no Hellmann's, Joe.
Oh, all right.
But I bought some Miracle Whip. Yeah, that's an ongoing thing between me and Joe. But if I stay up there longer, yes, Joe, I will buy some Hellmann's. Don't worry. But I came down and went off on other jobs. They ran a drill job, and then they were down for a few months, a month and a half or so. And now this thing started, and I went up there and I thought, okay, last time I spent all this extra money on all this extra food and seasonings and everything like this. And I showed up and I shouldn't have ever spent that money at all. So I just bought the bare minimum and I went up there and I looked and the rooms are barren. There's nothing. It's like during the downtime, I guess the cleaning lady went through and decided that she was going to help herself to $200 worth of spices and everything from everybody's cupboards and, cans of soup and whatever the hell. There was nothing there.
Damn.
And, so tomorrow morning I got to go to the grocery store and at least get some basic. All I got's a shaker of pepper. There isn't even any salt.
Oh.
What are you going to do? And so anyway.
When in doubt, hit the local dollar store and buy a bag of pink Himalayan.
Yeah, so I gotta. We actually have a local shop here that sells spices for pretty good price. So I'm gonna hit them up, and it's a mom and pop grocery store.
Nice.
And and I'll fill the cabinets and actually get some decent seasonings. So
The main one I use is maple bacon.
Yeah.
I love the maple bacon spice, man.
Yep, that's good.
David Vila, I've never heard of that. What is that? I've never heard of a snakeskin pan. What is that?
It's an XP pan.
Is it a
It has,
real thing?
It's another a finer version of the mousetrap.
It's got a texture similar to that of snakeskin, which helps capture your fine gold a little bit better.
Really? And what's it made out of?
Just a regular pan.
pan. It's just instead of having the big riffles like a sluice fox, it's got a bunch more that are tighter, closer together. Then it's got like a bunch of smaller ones on the one side, And then on the opposite side of that, there's snake skin on like a square section about 10 inches wide over on the other side. And then you got a section that's blank along the back
Oh.
side.
Wow. See, you learn something every day.
There you go. Brad Welsh is we're on to an alcohol conversation here. Brad Welsh, Bundaberg rum is, I think it's one of the worst rums I've ever tasted in my life. It's more like an Antiguan rum, even though it's an Australian rum, and on the label there's a polar bear. So you figure that one out. But my wife loves it, and we can't find it in Canada, and I couldn't find it in America. And then David Villa is talking about brandy, and Charlie will be able to film. Charlie will be able to film. Yeah, Charlie will back me up on this one. South Africans love brandy with Coke.
Yep.
And like I worked with a pile of South Africans when I was over in Africa, and they were like brandy and Coke. And I'm like, God damn. Like I could see rum and Coke, rye and Coke, you know. Jack.
Yeah, I like my rums too.
But brandy and Coke? Oh my gosh. That's just bizarre. Oh, hey, Brad, don't worry, man. I've drank gallons of it, you know. Yeah, it's an acquired taste, all right. The thing that I hate is that they sell the smaller bottles are the 40% alcohol, 80 proof, and then they've got the big bottles that are the overproof bottles. And those times when you go to the store, they don't have any little ones left. You got to buy one of the big ones, and you start pouring it, thinking that,
and forget that it's the overproof bottle.
and you forget that it's over. Well, after like 3-4 drinks, you forget that it's overproof, and you start pouring normal sized drinks, and you're just killing yourself with doubles and triples and quadruples. It's like bang. As my old Australian friend Craig said, he says there's a fight in every bottle.
Yep.
Bundaberg rum.
And see, with rum, if you drink before 9 o'clock, you're not an alcoholic. You're just a pirate. So
That's right. You're a pirate. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a smooth
where's the
rum.
rum always gone?
Yeah, it's not a bad rum. It's not like, I'm more into the Jamaican rums.
Yeah. Have you had that bumbu?
Whereas, I finished that bottle. That was like, yeah, okay. I'm not a big fan of spiced rum, but
I thought it was good.
it is good. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm more into the Jamaican rums, Cockspur, Mount Gay, Appleton Estates, the black bottle, not the red bottle. That kind of stuff. Bacardi in a pinch. But
Bacardi, I think, is a little weak.
you get into the what I call the French rum, the French Antilles rum, and it's got a completely different flavor to it. And Bundaberg is more along the lines of the French Caribbean rum than the British Caribbean rums. Kidneys, fighting liver, and heart. Yeah.
Yeah, alcohol and me don't get along.
Hawaiian punch. So you get sugar on top of your. Yeah, no thanks, Mary. Maybe in university, Mary, but not now.
Joe, you're muted.
Brad's posted a link here that I can't.
I was saying that Hawaiian punch, we used to use that in bash. We used to make bash. You get a garbage can, and you fill it with ice, fruit juice, orange juice, grapefruit juice, a bottle of Seagram's, a bottle of rum, a bottle of gin, and you mix it all together.
I will never touch gin again.
I haven't had a drink in over 34 years, but that was my drink. Gin and lemonade.
The last time I had gin was back in my teenage years. And I had a bit of a drinking competition with a couple of people. We were each given a bottle of Captain Morgan spiced rum, a bottle of Sky vodka, and a bottle of Beefeater gin. Now, these weren't just your regular bottles, these were 40 ounces.
Oh, man.
I finished off the spiced rum and the vodka like it was water. I got to the gin. I was drinking it by the coffee cup straight.
Oh,
I ended up with minor alcohol poisoning.
I
It took 8
guess.
people to carry me up the stairs from my room to the bathtub. I will never touch gin again.
I noticed. I'll tell you the truth. I drank a lot of. I used to really like gin and tonic, gin and lemonade. But regular gin that you buy, you get a drink at the bar, is regular gin. When you went to Tanqueray, now that was a different story. It was gin, but it was like gin with acid in it. It did something, man. I don't know. It just made you go. It's a totally different high, but it's still, it tastes real smooth and everything like that. But man, did that mess me up.
No doubt.
Tanqueray is something else. That's voodoo gin, man.
Yeah.
Now, these days, I rarely drink. I'll have the odd Heineken or the odd beer, but if I do drink liquor, it's usually Irish cream liqueur, or I'll go with liquid peppermint patties. So get creme de menthe and creme de coco and mix it together. And
That's too sweet.
I water it down, though, so this way it's not that sweet.
No way. I can't.
I water it down with like a milk or a cream. This way it reduces that sweetness.
Yeah.
Way back when I was in the Army, we got into drinking like Drambuie and stuff like flaming Drambuies, and if you shoot it quick enough, you can actually puff the flame out of your mouth and you don't get burnt.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But it was just the hangover the next day from all that sweetness was like, no way, man. No.
If you want to try something that'll floor you,
I'm a beer guy.
if you want to try something that'll floor you, take a puff of the funny stuff, hold it in, and take 3 shots of Irish cream liqueur in a row. Try not to gag when it hits the back of your throat while you're holding that toke in.
Yeah, see, we call that one the knockout, where like you would take a toke, shotgun a beer, and then do a shot.
Yeah, no.
Similar style.
And then exhale.
Most people gag when that cream liqueur hits the back of their throat while they're holding in the toke. And you usually see people end up spraying the person in front of them with Irish cream liqueur. It's hilarious.
You know what I found out? I sometimes, when I go out, everybody socialize and everything like that. So you're gonna want to have a beer or something like that. So what?
Oh, you cut out a little bit there, Joe.
I bring. I use alcohol. Am I muted?
Your internet signal seems to be lagging a bit there, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see.
Bounced around. 1 second he was close to the camera, and the next second he was sitting back.
Glitch in the
my-
matrix.
Can you still hear me or no?
Oh,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, all right. I'll finish my story real quick. But those non-alcoholic beers, they taste like crap, really. But Heineken came out with one. Unless you get a Beck's or something like that, it tastes like pretty good beer. But Heineken came out with one. It tastes just like Heineken, but it's non-alcoholic. Heineken
Yeah.
Zero, they call it.
Okay.
That's what I do these days. That and Pepsi.
If I'm drinking beer, it's either Heineken, Labatt's Blue, or Molson Canadian.
Brad Welsh is talking.
Or Bud.
Brad Welsh is speaking my language. Ice cold beer and a good steak dinner. Fresh freshly caught prawns. Not shrimp. They got to be prawns. It's got to be prawns, not shrimp.
Those big suckers, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the difference between a prawn and a shrimp is. I think it's just a
Size.
It's an oxymoron because it's a big shrimp.
It's a big shrimp. That's right. But I thought a shrimp was small. Yeah, I don't know.
Reef and beef.
Reef and beef, surf and turf, man. Yeah. Remember years
you
ago,
love that fountain pan, huh?
I went to my buddy's wedding in Newfoundland, and he's way up on the northern tip. It was like a 7-hour drive from the airport. And I'm thinking, oh, Newfoundland, man, we're on the East Coast, Atlantic. I'm going to get lobster. I'm going to eat lobster the whole time I'm here and everything. And getting into this town, there's like 300 people, and 200 of them are fishermen. And so of course, all these, the locals, hey, bye, where are you from? Kind of thing, get to know everybody. And they were impressed that I'd flown halfway around the world to come to my buddy's wedding. And are you into seafood? Do you like seafood? I said, yeah. And I'm dying to get into the lobsters. And all their shoulders slumped. Because they're just such genuinely beautiful human beings, they want to be good. And they said, oh no, there's no lobster around here. You got to go all the way to the other side of the peninsula and fish them on that side.
Oh.
And they said the bottom here, it's all sandy. It's not rocky, so there's no lobsters. And I said, well, there's all these fishing boats here. I says, what do you guys catch? And he says, we catch snow crab and shrimp. I said, well, be still my beating heart. I love snow crab as well, And I kid you not, man, that afternoon, 2 of them came back with 2 green garbage bags, like full-size green garbage bags, full of knuckled out, cleaned snow crabs.
Wow.
Yeah, there had to be. If you bought that in the store, it'd be $2,000. And and they and one of the guys had one of those, the tripod, the propane burners that you do your deep fried turkeys on, kind of thing, like the great big pot.
Yeah.
And he had one of those things. I took that pot, I walked down to the end of the dock, I dipped it in the ocean and picked up a bunch of water. I walked all the way back, put this thing up, and then lit this thing on fire. And man, I think I ate 7 pounds of snow crab that day. It was just, and I committed an enormous sin. The people that live on the East Coast, they don't use melted butter when they're eating their lobster and that. And the guys, I came out with this little bowl of melted butter. I melted it in the microwave, and they all looked at me sideways like I was like gay or something. And no, boy. He says, don't do that. He says, just eat it just the way it is, because the butter, first of all, it fills you up and it's too rich, and you're going to feel sick. And he said, secondly, the snow crab itself, and I invite you to try this the next time you're eating snow crab, has a very subtle but sweet taste all on its own. And just eat it the way it is, And I started doing that, and I saw exactly what they were talking about. So I let the butter harden over there on the table. And yeah, man, I swear to God, I ate 7 pounds of crab that day. Easy. And then mussels, and they brought shrimp over later on, and it was quite a party.
I used to go out to Montauk, that's the tip of Long Island, and go fishing every year with the guys I worked with. And then, I met my wife in the interim there, and the next time they came around, I took her out there. And she's from Weston, Pennsylvania, almost on the Ohio border there. That's where her mom lived, in Ohio. But when I took her out there, we went out to dinner, and she says, what I want is a lobster. I don't think she's ever had it, or never had any good one. And I took her out there. We went to the local fish eating place, and right there on the water and everything like that, nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And she got a nice big lobster. And I never seen anybody enjoy anything more than I watched her eat that. She loved that.
Right on.
Now every year for Valentine's Day, we go to Red Lobster.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah.
I do the clam chowder and biscuits. I do them up, man. They're good.
You actually make your own clam chowder?
I think you froze again.
How we doing,
Froze
Joe?
again. You make your own clam chowder and biscuits? Is that what you're saying? Oh, we're losing Joe.
Matrix
Yeah, we're gonna
not
move. We're gonna
Joe.
move the operation in.
Stacy. Check out 406 Miners comment. That's just a direct poke at Joe.
What's that? We're moving the operation back inside because we're losing too
Signal.
much internet over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad, you know what, buddy? I would love to come to Australia. I've got lots of Australian friends. When I was working in Asia, I worked with a lot of Australians. I've never met an Australian I did not like, and I've met hundreds of you. The truth is, I have worked on surface and underground on every continent on this planet, with the exception of Australia and Antarctica. And yeah, I have open invitations to come down to guys, their ranches, and shoot hogs, and hang out and all that kind of stuff. But it's on my bucket list, buddy. I'll get there at some point.
Jim, if you ever go to Australia, let me know when you're going, and I'll see if Tom and I can find a way to tag along.
Sounds good.
We'll go meet up with Shane and Chris Vogus and Gadsy, and you know.
Yep.
Of course, go meet Brad and see if we can meet the Opal guys.
Yeah. As a geologist, it's a foreign geologist, Brad. It's pretty difficult. Australia has pretty strict rules on protecting their domestic trades and employees and stuff like that. And as a Canadian geologist, it's pretty tough to get a job in Australia.
Well, look how hard of a time Parker had trying to open up a gold mine down there.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't watch that episode. I got a little sick of Parker, but
I just watched the episode because it was interesting to see the international relations going on.
I think he's got his head a little bit bigger than it should be. But,
Well, yeah, you spend how many seasons working for Discovery Channel, and you've got a following of how many million of people, and
mhm.
you're bound to get a bit of an ego.
But it would be fun. Yeah, you, me, and Tom would go down there and yep.
I know I've been trying to convince Tom to take a trip down to the Outback.
I just
Definitely
wanna
want to go meet Shane.
I just, frankly want to go there to help him shoot a bunch of hogs and eat those fantastic lamb chops on the Barbie. And
I want to try kangaroo.
drink some. I've never had kangaroo.
Check that out, guys.
Cooper's beers. Look at that, Charlie.
Very nice, Charlie.
Nice job.
And that's from 2 weekends.
Wow.
I want to try Dickens cider. Have you seen that commercial there, Rock Butcher?
What's that? Which commercial?
For Dickens cider.
No.
Say the name fast.
Yeah, I get you.
They made a spoof commercial of a beer or a cider, and it's freaking hilarious. The one part of the commercial, this woman saying that her sister came down and her husband can't spend a day without a Dickens cider.
Yeah. Yeah, Brad, I know exactly what you're talking about with other countries coming in. The one that shall not be named that lives in the East. Canada's actually started cracking down on them pretty hard.
It's about time, too.
Yeah, here's a dime or a penny for scale.
Nice.
There you go. Good stuff, man.
You gonna weigh it up?
That's what I was about to do.
All right.
Turn the camera back around.
Have a great night, Mary.
All right, now I got to get that snuff back up.
Good night, Barry.
Good night, Mary.
I'll be back in a bit. Just 2 minutes. Spinny break.
Man, there's a fat line of gold in there. That. Take this.
Still 10 awesome people watching.
Yeah, I know. And those 10 awesome people are going to get to see the weight. And then I've got a few more people that got to message me back and let me know their weights that they got from the same hole that we were digging. I can remove this one now.
Does it look like it's more than a quarter, Charlie?
Oh, yeah, way more.
Oh,
I got to
yeah?
go grab my scale quick.
Nice.
It's not up here.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of my old cons and put like this whole jar of gold in there, so I can have a really fun time panning it. Just a little bit of blonde sand and all of this. That'd look nice, right?
Sounds like fun, Joe.
Give me something to do, you know?
Yeah. Hey, when in doubt, mix up your own batches of pay dirt. Test yourself.
Yeah.
You know, make it harder, make it all magnetite, something that's pure magnetic black sand.
Well, one of my earlier videos when I first met 406 Miner, it was about this time last year, and he sent me a bag of pay dirt, and for the intro to my video, I took my magnet and I stood the bag up and I put the magnet on the side of it because it was all black sand and magnetite.
Yeah. I've got a half a bucket worth of pure black sand from last trip out west.
Yeah, I've saved it. I got it right here. I got a nice container full of black sand. I should go through it, right? There's probably gold in there.
Why not?
Maybe.
I know this weekend, once I get all the parts in for my recirculating sluice here, I'm going to be running all my old tailings and everything like that through it, just to give things a test run, fine tune what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I run. Usually the stuff I pan, I run through my little bucket sluice there, and I find a couple of pieces that I missed, but for the most part, I do pretty good. But I like them. You know, the last bag, I got a bag from Lucky Strike that I brought with me, and it had very, very fine gold in it. You know,
I gotta turn that.
you know, you get enough of the fine gold together, you can actually see it.
See, I want to try Nine Finger Mining's Kinky Pater, the stuff that's like super, super powder gold.
Yeah, it's hard.
That stuff looked awesome.
Yeah, that's hard to do. You know, you get that chunkier gold and the flaky gold like in regular pay dirt. It gets really easy to pan.
Yeah.
But when you're out there prospecting and getting stuff for your own, and like the stuff Charlie's digging, you know, that looks pretty chunky. But I've seen some. I've brought home some very, very fine gold from that Lucky Strike mine.
And Jim got to see the stuff I pulled from BC last year. That was some nice material.
Yeah, we panned that in the backyard. It was just pure black sand with little teeny flakes of gold in it.
And lots of garnet.
That was tough panning. Yeah, lots of garnet. Yeah.
I'm going for more of it this year, Jim.
Right on.
But this time I'm bringing my sluice. And I'm
move
going up there
yards.
with determination.
Move some more yards. Yeah.
Jim, let me ask you that. I've noticed, like, even down there in the Carolina gold, there was a lot of garnets. What does like? I know quartz and gold go together. Why the garnets? What's with the
garnets have no association with the gold at all.
No.
Garnets are present because there's metamorphic rocks. Garnet is for the most part a metamorphic mineral. So that being, you take a rock, especially like a sedimentary rock, that's been squished under pressure and temperature, and it forms garnet. And the only reason you're finding garnets alongside your gold is because garnets are have a fairly high specific gravity.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a pathfinder for gold. As a matter of fact, the only time I've used garnets as pathfinders is when I'm looking for diamonds, and then I'm looking for purple garnets, which are pyrope garnets, G10, G9s.
If you were to pan the Fraser or Similkameen River out in BC, you would want to look for your garnet deposits, because your garnets are going to tell you right where your gold is sitting.
Well, in that case, if you look at it from that point of view, like I'm saying it from a hard rock point of view.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it from a placer point of view, if you're getting a lot of garnets, then chances are you're going to find more gold as a placer miner, right?
Okay,
Because
yeah.
they are dense.
I see.
I don't know what I could tell you in a minute here. Hang on.
Yeah,
there's
you
the
interested to
guys.
know the specific gravity.
What's the specific gravity of garnet?
0.360.
Oh,
Nice, Charlie.
that's
Yeah.
not the specific gravity of garnet.
No, that's the specific gravity of his gold.
0.36.
I'd-
That's pretty good.
I'd laugh if it was close.
Yeah, right.
It will be close, but it's not. It might be 3 point, but I think it's actually 4 point something. Garnet.
I've got so many garnets I don't know what to do with.
This is the Mineral Bible, in case you guys have never seen it.
That they make a nice vial because when we were down there at Lucky Strike, there was a lot of garnets, and Josh from Native Arizona filled up a bottle full of them, and they look really pretty.
Garnet
Oh.
Group.
When you put this in the light, it looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. So specific gravity of garnet is 3.56 to 4.32. It depends on what kind. There's lots of different garnets. So it's heavy. Because what's quartz? Quartz is like 2.6 or something like that. So
And gold is 19.
19.
I thought the garnets would be heavier than that.
No, 3.56 to 4.32.
Wow. What's the next heaviest mineral to gold?
That would be lead.
Lead?
You sure? That's pretty, yeah. I don't
It'd
know.
be close.
I'd have to look at my my
Like
wife's-
closest to the
my-
weight.
my
of
wife's
gold.
taking chemistry class now to upgrade so she can go on to do her nursing thing, and but she doesn't have her homework here. I don't have a periodic table with me, but yeah, lead's there.
Mark, send me an email. We'll talk. I'll be getting plenty more this summer. In fact, with the amount of material that I'll be running, I'm expecting to come back with at least a sandwich bag full of garnets this time,
Oh,
not
man.
just one of these vials.
I'll tell you, back in like '93, I was running this huge. We were looking for diamonds in Quebec, and I was running this big project, and we were sampling glacial till, and it was doing exactly what you guys do. We would screen it down, get it in a pan it down to a con, dump the con in a bag, and then bring it back. And then I had a heavy media separation set up. Like I actually built a fume hood and was running this stuff. And I dry the sample out, dump it in, and then separate it out. And I would pull out. It would split out everything sort of less than 3, and everything more than 3 would drop to the bottom, and then down I would look at her 3.5, something like that.
Yeah.
Because diamonds are. No, it must have been about 3 because diamonds. I think your diamonds are 3.4, and I would then take whatever came out the bottom, dry it out, set it in a little sample dish, and I'd have to look through a binocular microscope and look at all these different mineral grains, that came out of these pan samples, and it was full of garnets because we were in a metamorphic terrain. There was garnets everywhere.
Yeah.
And I would go to bed at night. Honest to God, I'd go to bed at night and I'd close my eyes and all I would see is garnets in front of my eyes, And every once in a while I'd pick out some nice ones and I put them in a little bottle. And I had a little bottle of ones that were about maybe 1/8 of an inch, kind of thing, in little bottles, and fill them up with water and give them to friends and stuff like that, and say, "Here you
Nice.
go." something. But,
Yeah, I was thinking of going to the dollar store. They have those little miniature vials with the cork tops. I
yeah,
was thinking of getting a bunch of those and filling a bunch of those and using the garnets as display pieces
Yeah, why
and
not?
selling little kits with
Pretty-
different sands and
yeah. What is Joe trying to show us there? Some little green rock.
I'm asking you. I wanted to see if you would know what it is.
olivine.
It looks like a chunk of
Well, it's like-
olivine.
Either
That could also
olivine
be
or
fluorite, though.
Yeah.
I
There's a
got
bunch of-
this
Does it have a greasy look to it, Joe?
greasy.
Yeah.
Almost like a. You know when you look at a greasy person's forehead,
And
how it
Is
has
it
that.
like this right now?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I got this. This came in the pay dirt bag that came from Lucky Strike, and that's like a half a mile up from an emerald mine.
It's definitely
No.
not an emerald.
It's not an emerald.
No.
No. All right, then it must be. I think what Red said, fluoridine or what?
That olivine or fluoride.
olivine. Yeah.
Joe, do you know how to do a specific gravity test?
Drop it in water.
You have to weigh it and then weigh it in a cup of water while it's suspended to find out the water displacement. You divide the weight by the water displacement, and that will give you the specific density of your mineral.
Yeah.
From
that's
there,
a small piece to be doing that with.
it still works for identification, at least ballpark, anyways. I've done it with plenty of samples smaller than that.
What, you would put it in a little gold vial full of water, weigh the gold vial with water.
No. No, what you do is you take one of those red Dixie cups,
Yeah.
put that on your scale with water, take your stone using a wire or something that is going to hold it,
Yeah, very thin wire. Make a
and
little loop on the end with a
All right.
up. Yeah.
and just dip it in the water, making sure not to touch the sides. You'll notice the weight on your scale will show a difference, and that will tell you the water displacement.
Okay.
From there, there's charts online. If you Google mineral density, you can find a chart of what the different densities are and relate it to your results from your calculation based on that test. It'll at least give you a ballpark of the density of the mineral, which will help you easier identify roughly what it is.
Yeah.
It also helps out for like when you get those really awesome specimen gold nuggets that have a lot of rock and minerals in it. By doing the specific gravity test, it'll tell you exactly how much gold you have in your rock and how much rock is actually in that nugget.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we did with that big 4.5 ouncer that I've got sitting in the living room here.
Right.
We did a dip test on it, and that's how we figured out how much gold was in it.
All right.
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
we're coming
there's-
up on
there's-
3 hours. I think we're going to call it a night.
Okay.
We could always join Joe tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. This was a very interesting conversation. I enjoyed this one.
I'll be back up in the shack there 7:30. I'll try to join you, Joe.
All right.
Because I mean,
we might break out the microscope, or we might pan some gold, or we might try and dial in that new sluice that I got. One of the things, but something will be interesting happening.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good, Mark.
and other than that, I think it's been a fun time. We had got to see some really nice gold from Nugget Lake. There was actually quite a bit more in there than I was expecting. Some really nice chunky pieces in there as well.
Nice.
Like I said, I still have more weights to come from other people that had joined us and came out and dug with us, and it's all from the same hole. So we got to get the weights on all that, and then we'll have a grand total of what we dug out of that hole. So looking forward to that, and then
Sounds good.
it's gonna be a fun time. So stick around for that. You seen the weight that I had on mine. I've got a few numbers already written down from other people. I'm just waiting on one more person to come in with weight, and then we'll have it all. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you for those awesome 10 people that stuck around to the very end to watch that gold get weighed up. You guys stuck it out. Yeah, it took me a little bit longer to go through, but those cons that we were running, they're just thick with black sand. And not the easy stuff to pan either. I'm pretty sure if I classified it down to kitchen strainer, but I need to replace mine. Mine's kind of decrepit and falling apart now. So that's why I also didn't classify it down to that. So got to get a new one. Next time it'll be a little bit easier, being able to classify it down a little bit more. But
No
on that
problem
note,
there.
thanks everybody for joining us. It's been a really awesome night. Catch you guys over on Joe's. Make sure you guys are there. Be square.
Have a great night, YouTube.
Good night, guys.
Off-road Adventures, you're coming in just as we're getting off.
Good to see
If
you.
you'd like to jump back just a few minutes here, and it'll save you the whole night of watching me pan and go through all these cons and stuff. Just go back a few minutes and watch the way up of the gold. It was a pretty good cleanup for 2 weekends. But on that note, thanks everybody. We're calling it a night. Here's that outro.
Peace
Have a
out.
great night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Take care, everybody.